This is a video excerpt recording of Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. Chapter 5, Part 5. Ideas are changed not by will, but by other ideas. It can be seen that Bertrand Russell's technique of searching out ideas which are inconsistent with some deeply felt conviction is essentially the same as the method tested clinically with such amazing success by Prescott Leckey. Leckey's method consisted of getting the subject to see that some negative concept of his was inconsistent with some other deeply held belief. Leckey believed that it was inherent in the very nature of mind itself that all ideas and concepts which seem to make up the total content of personality must seem to be consistent with each other. If the inconsistency of a given idea is consciously recognized, it must be rejected. One of my patients was a salesman who was scared to death when calling upon big shots. His fear and nervousness were overcome in just one counseling session, during which I asked him, "Would you physically get down on all fours and crawl into the man's office, prostrating yourself before a superior personage?" "I should say not," he bristled. "Then why do you mentally cringe and crawl?" Another question. "Would you go into the man's office with your hand out like a beggar and beg for a dime for a cup of coffee?" "Certainly not. Can't you see that you're doing essentially the same thing when you go in overly concerned with whether or not he will approve of you? Can't you see that you have your hand out, literally begging for his approval and acceptance of you as a person?" Leckey found that there were two powerful levers for changing beliefs and concepts. These are standard convictions, which are strongly held by nearly everyone. These are 1. The feeling or belief that one is capable of doing his share, holding up his end of the log, exerting a certain amount of independence, and 2. The belief that there is something inside you which you should not be allowed to suffer indignities.